Getting into WWE 2K25, which of course was developed by Visual Concepts, a veteran studio under 2K known for the WWE 2K series. Now, of course, with that being said, as a fellow content creator, I'm wondering where my content creators at, because as far as speed, as far as either Logan or Drake Paul, I forget, I get them mixed up all the time. But apparently, WWE doesn't include any real world content creators as playable characters. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's an entitled way to look at a sports video game. But you come to realize WWE is all about the show, right? It's almost as if they have Speed and these other content creators show up to increase the overall visibility and engagement of the sport. And it's working because, of course, with that being said, there are 300 plus people on the roster of WWE. Why can't some content creators, like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, be a part of it, like a content creator pack? You feel me? So anyways, that was just one of the things I noticed, but that's not the big discrepancy. That was just really more of a, but that's not the big, I'm not too offended by them not having any content creators in the game. Just, just thinking out loud, right? As far as WWE 2K25, it is on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. But just to note, for the people playing on retro consoles, as far as the PS4 and the Xbox One, the island is exclusive to the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S because of the next gen capabilities, and no additional platform supports have been announced. But crossplay across gen supports, there's cross gen supported, right? So if you play on Xbox Series X or S, if you play on PS5, you can still play with each other on WWE, and especially the island. So when it comes to optimization, it's pretty solid, as it runs at 60 frames per second. But of course, just like any game, sometimes you have texture pop-ups and things of that nature. Now, of course, the big elephant in the room that I've been ignoring, and a lot of people have not been ignoring, is the microtransactions. As when it comes to VC, EA is going to find any and every way possible to get every shiny penny out of a sports game. I don't know if y'all know, but as far as ball and gun type games, I've always said throughout the entire lifespan of this podcast that they are more popular with the general gamer out there because of the accessibility and the familiarity they have with the specific game. Because now you get off work and you don't want to learn a whole new game like Elden Ring. You're not trying to be put through that type of stress where Martha was putting you through all that type of stress when you was at your job. So these type of sports games, these type of shooting games that they can get acclimated to, and then they continuously put out in addition year after year, you come to realize that's the reason why they are so immensely popular. And with that being said, the reason why I said this because MLB The Show is currently the second most played game on Xbox. As far as sports games, 2K25, MLB The Show, FC 25 is all in the top 5 of PlayStation, and college football and Madden 25 is in the latter part of the top 10. So having 5 games in the top 10 on PlayStation, when, technically there's only 1 on Xbox, which is, definitely surprising. But in general, ball and gun games do phenomenal compared to your usual hardcore game out there. So what does EA do with those type of numbers? They completely ignore the immense support that people are putting into these sports games, and they come out and let you know that if you're not able and if you're not willing to pay $5 for sneakers, $10 for a shirt, like who they think they are, H&M? WWE with the island, EA with the island, and more specifically, Visual Concepts, what they are doing as far as microtransactions and implementing those into the island is a criminal act. And the way that they're going about it and trying to justify it is very upsetting because, of course, now you have a split fan base. Whenever I was initially looking up things as far as giving the review and sales roundup for this particular game, guess what? A lot of the player count was at a certain level that made it seem healthy, right? And then once they started to realize the microtransaction and the island, guess what the player count is now? As far as on PC, there's 1,900 people currently playing the game. Now, I'm being a little facetious, 1,963. My bad, I forgot the 63. As far as on Xbox, WWE 2K25, no, not 2K. It is 2K. Okay, my fault. WWE 2K25 is nowhere to be found on Xbox and PlayStation as far as top 10. With that being said, there are other sports games that came out later, and there's other sports games that was recently released, such as MLB The Show, that is currently on the top 10. So I would assume when it comes to sales, not only did people not support the base game and buying it and playing it, but now that they've seen the overall reception, they're not supporting it at all, which is very interesting because first week sales for this game was over 2 million. That's a success in anybody's book, depending on what the budget is. For EA, sports games get an ultimate pass because they bring in revenue year after year. It's not some, wait 25 years and we may put it out like GTA, right? Sports games come out year after year and it's not really a live service. They make you buy the game again, another $70 for every single year. So don't know why sports gamers haven't called out these sports games for not just making it a live service and updating it. But, at the end of the day, that's how they want to run their community. So, hey, I guess that's just how it is. But as far as DLC for this game, it does include Motor City machine guns and rumored Penta L0M. I don't know what that means, but for the WWE fans out there, you probably are excited for that. And then also, when it came to listening to the feedback, looking at the player count just take a complete down spiral, and its effectiveness of putting in its ineffectiveness of putting in monetization into the island. They have came out and said that they are going to rework the island's monetization along with fixing online matchmaking and creation suit bugs, and also adjust AI balance for realism and intergender matches. Now that is interesting. What they about to do? Make the females lose the whole health bar in one hit? So do the women even fight the men in WWE, or is it like I really don't watch the WWE, if you couldn't tell. So when it comes to women versus men, I would think that's like not allowed. But I don't know, maybe I'm missed out on something, because usually I see is men fighting men and women fighting men and women, but maybe I'm missing something. So when it comes to the reviews of WWE 2K25, IGN came out and gave this game an 8 out of 10, saying that it's pretty grand with smart additions like intergender matches and a stacked roster. Okay, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not in the actual WWE, but maybe they put it in the video game sense, right? Maybe they put it to where the women can fight the men in the video game sense, but not in the actual WWE, because I've seen a lot of clips. I've never seen women fight men and men fight women in WWE. So when it comes to the video game and them having intergender matches, very interesting, because a lot of people in the 2K community have started to come out and say, hey, with the rise of Caitlin Clark, with the rise of Angel Reese, with the rise of, I forgot, who's the one girl from the Sparks? I'm not finna look that up right now. No. So the girl from the Sparks and the girl off of USC, right? With the rise of popularity in watching women's sports, why is there not an option to put a woman or to create a woman mod player in 2K? And think about it. Since it's a video game, they could just say, hey, we're giving you the option to create a woman in 2K, and we're not making it realistic. What that means is basically you could be Zion Williams, but built like Caitlin Clark on the court, right? So I think the whole realism being taken out and giving women the ability to create their own player in my career is very interesting, why they haven't done that before. But WWE has, it seems like they're the first sports game to even have this type of feature. So intergender matches, and obviously I could be completely ignorant right now. Like I said, I don't watch WWE. I'm just letting you know what they have. So GameSpot gave this game an 8 out of 10. Games Radar gave it a 4 out of 5. VGC gave it a 4 out of 5. And WCCF Tech gave it a 7.5 out of 10, saying fun, but glitches in a regressive island mode hold it back. So a lot of the people are disrespecting the island, and it's very justifiable. It's respectfully giving disrespect when it's due. Y'all are trying to play in our faces by charging this VC for a game we already paid $70 for, and you're not NBA 2K. You're not MLB The Show. You're not even FIFA. You're WWE trying to make a name for yourself and making your own version of My City and WWE. But the thing is, you started off with the VC strategy that the already established sports games have, which does not work. So that's unfortunate. But one of the things I will give them the W on is intergender matches. I think that's fire. I think that's the way that NBA 2K should go, and definitely give women the ability to create their own character. Because if it's a video game, then you could be like, oh, a woman dunking on a man makes total sense, right? It's gonna have to take out that realism factor for my part, because no matter what the women say, you know what I'm saying, there's a reason why there's no women in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to it. And that's why if women were able to create their own character in NBA 2K, I do believe they should introduce that intergender factor by saying that we're taking out the realism, just to let women go crazy and dunk like Zion, post up and have the strength of dunk like Ja Morant, post up and have the strength like Zion. Like, I think things like that. Brittany Griner could have the AD build. Like, it's a lot of things that we could have taken out as far as a realism factor that I think will actually 10x the enjoyment of girl gamers being included along with the NBA 2K community, because they probably already played the game. Like, one of my friends, I'm not going to say who he is, but one of my friends, let's just say he's a different ethnicity than the one he chose in the game. I thought it was the most hilarious thing possible. I ain't gonna lie to you. So as far as the ability to take the realism factor out and just have fun, people would do that. They just want to have fun. They're not thinking about all this realistic now when it comes to quick play and getting back into like Golden State versus Cavaliers, and don't make it to where the LA Sparks could play the Golden State Cavaliers and it'd be a close game. Like, it's not gonna work like that. We're talking about my park only as far as taking the realism out. All right, that's it. That's my soapbox. With that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about WWE 2K25? Obviously, people are saying it's a solid game, and a lot of people are enjoying the different game modes in it, and the intergender male versus female matchups and things of that nature. So click my link here in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the overall longevity of WWE 2K25, and what do you think they could do to fix it to make the players come back?